Okay.
All right, so I'd asked you to come in and observe Joe since he's a big distraction in our classroom. So what are some of the things that you saw?
I just saw that sometimes he wasn't very on task. He did a lot of pencil tapping and moved around a lot. And he made funny faces, and he didn't seem to follow directions very well.
Well, see, the thing about Joe is he loves music so much. He's always, nodding his head along to the beat and tapping out beats with his pencils and stuff. And the other boys just eat it up, and I just don't really know what to do. I don't have control of my classroom. I mean, he's just a big class clown, and I don't know what to do with him. Do you have any suggestions?
Is he involved in music at all? Like band or anything like that? Maybe he could get some outlets that way?
Our school actually just recently cut the music program due to budget cuts. So unfortunately, that's not really an option for us.
Oh, well, that's too bad. Okay. So that's not going to work. We could do. Well, how else does he disrupt class? I mean, I want to kind of like identify the problem.
Well, it's just that he gets really goofy and the other boys think it's hilarious, and so then everybody gets off task. And I really feel that if we could just take care of Joe, then the other boys would be fine. I mean, and when you observed us today, I asked him what page we were on, and he didn't even care that he did not know, and he just thought it was funny that I was singling him out. But I have to address the problem. I can't let it go on, but anytime I speak directly to him, it gets even worse. I don't know what to do.
Absolutely. Well, I'm not sure what we should do either. We could evaluate. When you gave directions, you kind of stuttered along, and I'm thinking if you gave maybe clearer directions, and another thing that would really help is probably writing directions on the board. So like, if Joe isn't paying attention, he can look up there.
But when I turn my back to the class, they get really rowdy too, and I'd have to turn my back to the class in order to write the directions on the board.
That goes with preparation. Most people write directions before class starts.
I don't have the planning time though. Those boys come right in, and after another class, I don't want to take time out of my other class to write instructions on the board.
I understand, but it would take like 2 minutes.
I guess that's something I can try.
You could try it. We're gonna go over lots of ideas. So, that's not a good question. You did that. Oh, what's Joe's medical history? Do we know much about that?
We really don't. Although his parents come to the conferences and they seem more than willing to come, they don't really share a whole lot about their personal lives and what his history is. And the school nurse doesn't really even have too much information, and I don't really know how that could really help us.
Well, I mean, it seemed like he was bouncing all over the place. Maybe some Ritalin would help him, concentrate or.
So you're suggesting
focus.
that I suggest to the parents that they medicate their son?
No, I'm suggesting that they maybe suggest that maybe he be evaluated.
Okay.
We don't have the power to.
But
suggest it.
my concern is his parents are really strict and they have no problem at all using a little physical punishment. And I don't want Joe to get the brunt of their anger thinking that he's just fooling around. I'm just really concerned about that.
Well, I think that's a valid concern. I guess you just bring that up to the parents. I don't know what to say to that one. I'm gonna say parents the way they want to, but that's probably not the best thing to say.
So do you have any other suggestions of how I can handle things in the classroom? Like I've tried putting him in like a timeout, making him face the corner, but as soon as he comes right back, he's talking with the other boys. I don't know about what, but it doesn't work.
Do you think it's an attention-seeking behavior, or is it? What's the function of the behavior? Because we haven't really.
I'm really not sure what the function of it is.
Okay. I'm thinking from what I've seen that it is an attention-seeking behavior, and maybe if we give him a job or like something, to keep him more involved in the class, like I don't know what kind of job, just anything,
Could I have him write the directions on the board?
Yeah, That'd be great, because then he would like, damn, good job. And then if we're 5 minutes, he would be able to, by doing that, he would, see the directions even before class started. So I mean, that could be good.
So
That
would
is-
I want to have him see if he could come to class maybe 1 or 2 minutes early and do that? And then
Sure.
could I don't know, would you suggest maybe talking to him and preparing him more for what we're going to talk about in class so he, I don't know, so it's just he's more aware of what the expectations are?
Sure. And I mean, you could go over expectations with him again if he didn't. Maybe he wasn't there the day that you went over it at the beginning of the school year.
Joe is absent a lot.
Is he?
He is.
Well, that makes it difficult too. You said his parents are kind of. They're not too open at conferences.
No.
Okay. Can you explain that more?
They're just very, stiff and rigid, answering directly. I wouldn't be surprised if the dad was in the military,
Mhm.
kind of that sort of attitude. I mean, I could just be making generalizations, but
Yeah.
from my experiences from people in the military, very strict.
Very
and
yes sir, no ma'am.
Yes, very
Mhm.
straight and to the point, not willing to share it all. So that's why I don't have a lot of information on this student.
Okay. Has
Wait.
there been anything that you've tried that has kept him on task? Like, does he like certain subjects more than others, maybe? Anything like that?
I just have Joe for English.
Mhm.
I mean, I could talk to the other teachers.
Mm.
Anytime we've talked about anything that relates to anything musical, he seems a little more on task, but we can't talk about music all day, every day.
Yeah. Hmm.
So would you suggest maybe talking to the other teachers and?
Seeing how his behavior is in their classes?
Yeah,
Sure. That could work. That's something I could do too, if you don't have time.
that would be great. I am really pressed for time.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about? Ideas or concerns?
Do you have any suggestions of how I could try to maybe approach the parents better? Because I think I'm friendly, but maybe they don't see me as approachable. Do you have any suggestions on how I can try to communicate better with the parents?
At the beginning of the year, did you send out a letter?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Did you try calling them too much? They probably don't return your calls.
Well, I do call them a lot
Yeah.
because Joe is off task and disruptive a lot and doesn't do his homework.
Have you ever called them with good news?
I've never had good news to share.
Oh. I don't know. Maybe try like calling once or twice with just good news. Like Joe was okay today at class, like he actually did his work and I'm proud of him. And then, maybe he'll.
Do you think that would also help with the discipline issue maybe at home? If his parents think he's doing better in class, do you think maybe they'll ease up on him a little bit?
Honestly, well, no.
I mean,
Still
I'm not a
shouldn't say.
parent, so I don't know.
That, in my opinion, this is parenting, but yeah, it's just not. The belt never hurt me, so I mean, maybe it's a different thing for him, but yeah, unless he's in danger, I'm not really too concerned about it. Potential solutions. Have we come up with any?
Giving him a job.
Yeah.
What are
that
some
was
other
one.
jobs that you suggest I could have Joe do?
I don't know. Do we have a class hamster at all, or like spider, lizard? No class pet. Well, if we're still in the 90s, we could have him be the erase boy. I really loved that job. Like, that was great. That was a good one.
So do you think I should give him jobs to, like, keep giving him jobs throughout the class period so he's busy doing something whenever he's not, like, when I'm not giving them instruction and having them do work? Do you think that would help? Because I don't want to make him do too much stuff so he hates my
Yeah.
class. But at the same time...
Well, I mean, I think it would just be like few, maybe one or two things, not even a few things. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if the jobs things works, and then just to get him more, I don't know, attention in class, we should probably start some sort of behavioral thing with him, like, you know, sheet. They're like, huh?
Maybe an ABC analysis.
Sure, you know, for antecedents and all that good stuff. Yeah, do that, and then you check. I don't know, just give him feedback on his behavior each
So
day.
try to be more positive maybe and not yell at him.
That's true too, and maybe send positive feedback to his parents.
Okay, so send notes home.
Yeah.
I can do that. Do you have any suggestions of any reward systems I can set up, like for when he does become more on task? How can I reward him? Because I think at first feedback's not going to be enough for him.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think free music time would be pretty good for him since he likes music. Maybe like, I wouldn't give him much more than I'd like one or two songs. You know, I don't know if he's got all his work done though.
Yes.
Because like that's, or hell, if he if he works better with music, maybe he works better with music. Like some kids, maybe he could use headphones, but the other kids could get kind of jealous of that.
But if it's helping him, the other kids don't really need the help. So,
That's true.
like they say, what's fair isn't always equal.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So do you think I need to have a discussion with the rest of the students in the class and let them know that Joe needs some extra help and there's nothing wrong with him, we just want to help him learn better? Do you think that would help them understand if they kind of understood?
Sure,
what was going on?
that would be great. And then also, while you're doing that, I would tell them not to laugh when he's acting up because it just kind of fuels the fire for him, I think. They're not doing him any favors. They're just, I don't know, they're making him feel good when he shouldn't.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got our two things moving
Oh.
forward. We're good.
Okay, well, I will give those a try and
All
get
right.
back to you.
Sounds good.